May 25, 1982. The cold winds over the South Atlantic carry the roar of 4 Argentine A-4 Skyhawks, slicing through the clouds. These pilots know today might be their last flight. Leading them is Captain Pablo Carballo, flying an old, under-equipped Skyhawk armed with 1,000-pound bombs. Their target, the British destroyer HMS Coventry and the frigate HMS Broadsword. Argentina has captured the Falklands, or the Malvinas as they call them, and to hold them, these ships must be destroyed. The British fleet has pushed 2 warships closer to the islands for ground support, unaware that the terrain now hides their enemies. Flying low over the rough terrain, Carballo's voice cuts through the static. "Stay low, don't climb for any reason." The jets skim the earth, barely meters above the ground, dodging radar detection as they close in on the British ships. On board HMS Coventry, Captain David Hartdyke scans his radar. His men are tense, alert. British intelligence has warned him of a possible Argentine strike, but no one knows which ship will be targeted. Then, 4 dots suddenly appear on the radar screen. 4 contacts, bearing 225, range 30 miles. Hartdyke's heart races. "Action stations!" he shouts. Sirens wail as Coventry and Broadsword prepare for battle. The Sea Dart missile launchers swivel, ready to fire. Meanwhile, the Argentine jets fly even lower, hugging the hills of Pebble Island, vanishing from radar. "Contacts lost over Pebble Island," a radar operator reports. Hartdyke curses under his breath. He knows exactly what that means. The enemy is too close for long-range missiles to lock. He radios Broadsword. "Status report." Broadsword, armed with shorter-range Seawolf missiles, prepares for a close fight. Meanwhile, Carballo and his wingman, Lieutenant Carlos Rinque, spot the faint silhouettes of the British ships against the ocean. "We have visual. Starting the attack." The 2 jets drop down to sea level, throttles to the max, skimming across the waves. Salt spray coats their canopies as they race toward the enemy. Aboard Coventry, radar operators finally pick up the low-flying jets. 2 hostiles, bearing 192, low level. But confusion erupts. A friendly Harrier jet is also nearby. "Captain, friendly aircraft 20 miles out. Fire or hold?" Hartdyke makes his call. "Turn the Harrier away. Launch missiles." But the Sea Darts can't get a lock. The Argentinians are flying too low for the system to track. Inside his cockpit, Carballo can see water spraying beneath him. He's so close to the waves, the jet shakes with every gust. The British destroyer looms larger by the second. On the Coventry, panic spreads as the incoming aircraft close in, undetected by radar. "Where are they?" "They're right on top of us." On Broadsword, the Seawolf system finally locks on, but the radar mistakes 2 planes for 1. The computer attempts to recalculate as the signals split, and then the entire system crashes. "Missiles not responding. Restart it now." But there's no time. Lookouts on Coventry's deck spot the Skyhawks visually. "Incoming, 2 aircraft, port side." Coventry's deck guns open fire, joined by machine guns and even rifles from sailors across the deck. Carballo sees tracer rounds cutting through the air, shells splashing the water around him. The ship is dead ahead. He realizes they won't make it through Coventry's fire. "Change target! Go for the other one!" he yells. The jets veer sharply toward Broadsword, screaming just feet above the waves. They release their bombs. 2 massive 1,000-pounders tumble through the air, skipping off the surface like stones. 1 bomb misses and sinks, but the second smashes through Broadsword's side. It punches through the hull, exits through the deck, and plunges into the ocean, without detonating. Carballo curses. The mission's not over yet. Behind them, a second pair of Skyhawks appears. Lieutenant Mariano Velasco and Ensign Jorge Barrionuevo. They carry smaller, more reliable 250-kilogram bombs, On Coventry, Hartdike orders, "Turn starboard, bring missiles to bear." The Sea Dart locks on. Fire! The missile erupts in smoke and flame, but the Argentine jets drop even lower, disappearing from radar. The missile flies straight past them and vanishes into the sky. Velasco sees it streak harmlessly by. "Too high," he mutters, focusing on Coventry now directly in front of him. Broadsword's missile systems reboot. The Sea Wolf radar flickers back to life, locking onto the Argentinians, until Coventry suddenly crosses between them, blocking the line of fire. "Coventry's in the way! We can't shoot!" The captain tries to maneuver, but it's too late. The Skyhawks are almost upon them. "Fire everything you've got," Hartdike commands. Coventry's main gun roars, but its aim is off. The smaller 20mm anti-air gun jams. Chaos breaks out as sailors grab rifles and start shooting at the incoming jets. The sea boils with explosions and spray, but it's no use. "Brace! Brace! Brace!" echoes through the ship as Velasco dives straight at Coventry. His cannons blaze, 20mm rounds shredding the destroyer's superstructure. Then, he releases his bombs. They fall for a moment before smashing through Coventry's hull. 2 dull thuds, then silence. Seconds pass. Sailors start to lift their heads, thinking they might have survived. And then the bombs detonate. Twin explosions rip through the destroyer. One blast tears through the bridge and computer room, sending fire roaring through corridors. The other detonates near the engine room, knocking out all power. Smoke and flames engulf the ship as men scream for help. Hartdike is thrown off his feet, dazed, surrounded by chaos. The intercom is dead. The hull groans beneath him. He stumbles through the smoke until he finds an exit. Emerging onto the deck, he's met not by panic, but by professionalism. His crew, trained for this moment, moves fast, rescuing wounded men, launching life rafts, helping others into survival gear. The ship lists heavily to one side. Hartdike, injured and exhausted, watches as his men abandon ship one by one. Finally, alone on the upturned hull, he looks around at the burning remains of his command. He's done all he can. Slowly, he climbs into the last raft and drifts away as HMS Coventry sinks beneath the waves. Broadsword and nearby helicopters rescue 170 sailors from the cold Atlantic waters. 19 are lost. Against all odds, all 4 Argentine pilots return safely to base. They had struck a major blow, sinking a British destroyer, but their victory wouldn't change the outcome of the war. The Falklands would remain under British control. Still, that day, the courage of a few men flying outdated jets became one of the most remarkable moments in modern aerial warfare.